Are you stupid or something? You probably are, and buddy, that's alright. You're in the right place to learn some stuff, so stick around and you just might. My name is Notme, and I'll be asking some Q's, and at the end you'll be riddled with A's. You might score real high, but even if not, you'll sure be glad you played. If you're looking for prizes, just move along, there's no money for you to earn. You win by trying and doing your best, your prize is the stuff you learn. If you want to be an artiste, you have to know all you can about the world of art. So engage with this quiz, and at the end you'll say, I am smart.
I am not me. I am art. And I'm your host for I Am Smart. The quiz where people look to improve their art through learning and strive to earn the right to say, I am smart. The format of this quiz is very simple, very straightforward. 3 rounds of questions, yeah? 3 musings and a bonus round at the end. There's 20 points overall up for grabs. All you're going to need for this quiz is something to write with, something to write on, a brain for thinking, and an imaginosphere for imagining. Both will be tested here. Both will be tested here. Optional is a beverage, because whilst it has absolutely nothing to do with the actual quiz, we do like to kick things off with a toast. It's the thing that we like to do here. There's a lovely smiley face there. Straight away. That's good. That's good. We like to see that. We like to see that. Can we, is that gonna, no, that might. Okay, so here's the toast. Here's the toast. What is our toast? Here's the toast. Here's the toast. And the new format of the toast, which is to toasting to people that have taught us things. People who have taught us things. Okay? To Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates, who taught us all that knowing all you need to conquer the worlds of business and technology does not give you the knowledge to conquer the world of love. To the billionaires. Gosh, that is... I have iced that water, and I've iced it good. That is almost unpleasantly cold to the teeth. Wow. Yum, yum. Hello, Smarties. Who have we got? Who have we got? Who have we got? Nana Hobbob, hello to you. Grab the beverage. Definitely not due to hello to you. Ready to learn so many things. Oh, my God, the things that you're going to learn. Cameraman George, late but present. Let's do it. That's absolutely fine, Cameraman George. You are not late at all, my friend. My colleague, my employee. And TB Douglas, cheers. Hello to everybody. Gosh. How exciting to be here. You'll notice that the lovely, wonderful quiz jacket is on the back of the chair, because it is quite balmy here in the city of New York. Hell's Kitchen, baby. It's the grittiest place on earth. It is currently, they say it's 21 degrees, but I say that is absolutely nuts. Fahrenheit-wise, 69. Nah, more than that. Lies. Why even bother having that if you're just going to tell me lies? Am I right? So, so that's going to be staying on there. But what I hear you asking is, what rounds are we going to play this week? Not me. What rounds? Oh, I haven't turned the big light on. What rounds are we going to play? And do you know what the answer is? I don't even know. There's potential rounds. Yeah, there's potential rounds. They're right there. Oh, no, I haven't updated. Oh, these are some lies right here. So we've got, as ever, yay or nay. Of course we've got yay or nay. Yay or nay is a given. We have also got spotlight. Always with the spotlight. We have got look close. We've got Nart. And we've also got I know voice. I know that voice. And that's going to push it off the edge of the screen. There we go. Those are our rounds. Who was it that won last week? Was it TB? Was it Nana? Was it definitely? It was certainly one of you three. Who gets the Nana Hobop? Yeah, I thought it was Nana. That's why I said his name and only his. So Nana, baby, you have earned the right to pick one of these rounds. Although, of course, because there are only 3 people watching, Everybody gets to pick one of these rounds. I'm just gonna turn that light on. There we go. That's a crisper image. That's nice. That's lovely to see. That's lovely to see. So Nana, ceremonially at the least, feeling anagrams. Do you know what? Nana? That has surprised me. So when I did the, I'm going to get quite close. When I did the anagrams round this week, I thought, you know what? I don't think this is a particularly popular round. This one might be with us for a while, because obviously all of these rounds are written, but there's some that don't get picked quite as often, and so it's the same round, same questions week after week. And I thought, gosh, we might be seeing this anagrams way into July. But you've subverted my expectations, and that makes you an artiste. Wonderful. So anagrams is in. Anagrams is in, guys. We do have cameraman George. We do have cameraman George as well. Should we do a poll? Let's do an informal poll. TB's voting Nart. TB wants a bit of Nart. That's absolutely fine. So Nart, anagrams. Any other votes coming in from George or definitely? Definitely going Spotlight. Everybody loves the Spotlight. George, anything from you? Or are you happy to go along with Nart, Spotlight, and Dem anagrams? Cameraman George wanted anagrams as well. Are you just diving in on that, Cameraman George? Because I called Nana Hobob an artiste and you wanted a compliment. I mean, I suppose no judgment. We all need compliments every now and again, don't we? We all need compliments. So that's what we've got. We've got Spotlight, we've got Nart, we've got anagrams. All three in a row. They're absolutely fantastic. I hope you enjoyed that countdown there, guys. I was learning all about the different Emmy Awards there are. Primetime, daytime, creative arts, international, and then 20 regional ceremonies. And yet each Emmy statuette has to be paid for by the winner. Did you know that? $400. 400 smackaroos. I'm starting to wonder whether the whole thing is some kind of money-making scam. That's what I'm wondering. And also I'm wondering, hey, I've got $400. I'll have an Emmy, please. I don't care if it's an Ohio Valley Emmy. Put it on a high enough shelf, no one's going to be able to read the thing anyway. Let's get on with the round. Let's save anagrams till last. Spotlight, I feel like we had Spotlight first last time. So let's go. Oh, kicking it off with this. What a week this is to be kicking off with Nart. I wouldn't have enjoyed Lord of the Flies anywhere near as much had William Golding not been so knowledgeable about how inspiring most people look while brandishing a conch shell. They just look like you want them to lead you, don't they? Someone's holding a conch shell, you just think, I've got two ears and they're open for your advice. Artists need to know about the world around them, not just art, and so I present this round about not art. Nart's first. This is unprecedented. It is unprecedented, TB. I'm glad that you have picked up on the fact that we are still breaking new ground, even on episode 35. But what's the... what's this Nart round about? Colour! I did update it. Wonderful stuff. This is shaping up to be a heck of a week, guys. Colour. Some could say, oh, use it for art. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you use it for art. Absolutely. But the science of art is an unequivocal fact, and that's what makes it good for Nart. Oh, lovely. A chap's face in all the colours of the rainbow. That's great. Nana, that is wonderful emote work. Kudos to you. Should we get on with the first question? Let's get on with the first question then. My God, let's get on with the first question. Question number 1. Dominican Republic. I'm not sure I've ever heard somebody say Dominica out loud. That's what I'm realizing in this instant. Dominica is the only country in the world to have which colour in its flag? Only one country has this colour in its flag. The answer is a colour. The answer is the name of a colour. And it's just a general colour as well. I'm not not looking for you to have the kind of the deep, RGB values or whatnot of a specific type of this color. Just give me the general. Just give me the general gist. Yeah? You can do that? Yeah? Yeah? Good. Wow, yeah, that is cold. That is really cold. Really, yeah, by God. Get out of the way of this thing. There we go. Is that, could I just, there we go. That's good, that's nice. Question number 2. Owing to it having the longest wavelength, excuse me, I just swallowing my own spit really got me caught up there. Owing to it having the longest wavelength, which color do babies see first? So what I've done here, what's interesting, is I've what I like to call I've Trebek'd this question. Yeah. Notice a lot on Jeopardy. The question will seem to be one thing, and then that's very difficult, and then it changes slightly, and you realize that the actual question that they're asking is a little bit more simple than it initially seemed. Okay, which color do babies see first? How am I supposed to know that? I'm not a baby. I haven't been a baby in years. But owing to it having the longest wavelength, ultimately, this question is, what color has the longest wavelength? You see? See how you need to... It's creative question making, and if you're looking at it in a creative way, then you won't go far wrong. And again, it's just a general vibe. We don't necessarily need anything specific. TB, that's an interesting fact, whatever the answer is. Now, I don't know whether you said that about this one or the previous one, but I'd say that it applies to both. Couple of wonderful facts there. Question number 3. People who are colorblind tend to have a vision advantage over those who can perceive color. What is it? Now, this one's tricky. Because I think the chances of you just knowing this off the top of your head, pretty small chance there. Long odds. But let's focus in on this. Vision advantage. There's not that many vision advantages that you can have, are there? Maybe think, what could be a vision advantage? What could be the answer? Maybe have a punt, because there's maybe not that many. Question number 4. I hope I'm not going too quickly. But, time is money. 33% of the UK population cite one colour as their favourite, which is more than any other colour. So they did a poll, and what's your favourite colour? And this colour had 33%, roughly a third. I may not be a maths guy, but I know that. As their favourite colour, which was the winner. No colour got more than 33%. What colour is this? What do you think? UK population. So the population of the United Kingdom. Quite low there. I'm going to try and stick there, really, don't I? It's difficult because I've put the... And then the final question of this round. What colour has the longest name? What does this mean? So colours will have an official name. So let's say... let's say this fat roll of masking tape. The official colour for this is... Donny Osmond beige. Yeah? You'd just call it beige, but the official name of it would be Donny Osmond beige. So each colour will have an official name. So I don't need to know the official name of this, but ultimately what colour is it? Okay? Is this amusing? No. No. This is a question. This is an official question. So the official name of... It would be a good one. Well, hopefully not as good as the one that I have actually come up with. Because then that would be quite disappointing. So the colours have an official name. I don't need to know the specific official name. But one of the general colours... So for this, Donny Osmond Beige, you just need to write beige. Do you see? Maybe this is being too confusing. I don't know. I was pretty cocky, pretty confident about my question writing abilities earlier on in the round, but this one has thrown me for a loop. Makes sense. I'm being silly. Well, but you're the specific audience that I wrote this for, TB. You know? I mean, not you specifically, but the royal you as a regular smarty. So maybe this one's on me. Maybe I should beat myself up. So just looking for beige, Donny Osmond Beige. You get it. You understand. And now the musing. For this round. If you could change the colour of anything to anything, what would you change and to what colour? Nana Hobbob, Richard Red. Is that the answer to the... Are you making a smutty joke because of the shortening of Richard? That's a thinker. Nana. That's a thinker. If you could change the colour of anything to anything, what would you change and to what colour? It's a weird one. I'm just giving a colour a name. Oh, perfect. Absolutely. I don't know what kind of red would Richard Red be? I mean, I think probably quite a deep red, quite a slightly darker than scarlet, I'd say. That'd be my gut. My gut would say Richard Red would be a little bit... I mean, I think all the colours change around in terms of what colour people's names are in the chat. But currently, Nana Hobbob on here is potentially what I would describe as Richard Red. So it's really worked out very nicely. TB Douglas, it is a weird one. It is a weird one. But sometimes I like to test you guys by giving you these slightly more open-ended musings. Just to see what's going on up there. Yeah? I think it's going to be quite illuminating. If you could change the colour of anything to anything, what would you change and to what colour? Yeah? And there we go. There's the first round done, guys. There's the first round done. Let's head back to Maine. Ooh, little jump down there. That was quite fun. So how do we feel after that one? It was a kind of an ups and downs round. It felt like some criticisms, valid or otherwise. People happy, people not happy. You know, a nice mix. We've got the drama. We've got the drama, which is ultimately in life what we need to be seeking out. What are we doing next? Well, because Nana chose anagrams. And Nana was the winner from last week, then maybe we'll do this next. You getting that little... Yeah, it showed up there as well. I'm not sure what happened there. Spotlight round. Gosh, Spotlight. Game recognizes game, guys. As an artiste, you have to be willing to shine a light on the work of other artists and be nice about it. That way, if they want to be polite, they have to say nice stuff about your art. But of course, before we look at who the spotlight falls on for this quiz, we of course have to take a trip to see your favourite of mine, the artiste who puts all other artists to shame. It is, of course, Lucy Liu. How are you doing today, Lucy? You well? You are well. That's lovely. Lucy's well, everybody. Lucy's well. Do you know what, Lucy? Do you know what I found out this week? I found out something shocking. I found out that you, Missy, are on Instagram, and I didn't even realize. So, what I think you should prepare yourself for is a follow. I'm a follow you, girl, in a Instagram kind of way. Although I do know that you do live in New York. Definitely not today. Is Lucy visiting today? You know she is. TB, Lucy. Everybody loves Lucy. Everyone loves Lucy. Has anyone ever said that to you? Yeah, they have. Okay, that's fine. I'm so glad she's well. Definitely big fan of you, Luce. Big fan of you, Luce. Is there anything else that you would like to talk about this week? Oh, you got a joke, do you? Got a joke, do you? Okay. You don't have to tell a joke, okay? I cannot stress that enough. You do, because you're a wonderful actress. You're a philanthropist, and you are one of the world's great beauties. You don't need to tell. Okay. Well, if you don't want to tell a joke, anything else to? Okay. Interesting. Lucy says that she's had a breakthrough, and she got in touch with her inner self. That's good. Good for you, Lucy. Good for you, Lucy. Sorry, what's that? Oh. I get it. No, I get it. Yeah. She had a breakthrough. She got in touch with her inner self. That's the last time she uses cheap toilet paper. I mean, I can't stop you from telling them, but it just... I don't get it. TB, wow, Lucy, absolutely. Nana Hobbob, I am SmART's foremost comedian. I mean, just because we're not really aiming for comedy outside of Lucy. But I mean, I get it. So thank you, Lucy, and we'll see you next time. I hope you continue to. I hope you do have a breakthrough, and I hope you realise, do you know what? I'm pretty enough that I don't need to do this kind of stuff. Okay? Thank you, Lucy. Take care, my love. All the best. Wow. Why does she? I just don't. Because she's so like, and it's But who's the spotlight falling on actually falling on this week? It is somebody that we unfortunately lost very recently. It's Mr. Sean Connery. There he is, with a little cheeky grin and a thumbs up. What a wonderful moment that was. With the Notme, thumbs up from Notme, thumbs up from Sean. Look, wearing look at this shirt. Look at the detailing on that shirt. That is absolutely. That is money. That is money, if I can use that phrase. So we're learning about Sean Connery this week. Sean Connery. As I say, we did unfortunately lose him. Is it earlier this year or tail end of last year? But very recently. Very sad loss to the world. A wonderful actor. I mean, a movie star in the truest sense. So let's see how much we know about Sean Connery. Here we go. Sean Connery. Here we go. Sean. Question number 1. The producers of the James Bond films reportedly cast Sean Connery after watching him walk away from the audition, noting he walked like which big cat? So apparently he kind of fluffed up his James Bond audition, didn't do very well, but as he was walking away from the audition, they saw him out of the window, and the producers, the Broccoli family, who still run the James Bond films today, great films, they noted that he walked like a certain type of big cat, and because of that, they felt this guy has what it takes to play James Bond. Super spy, leader of men, lover of women, breaking hearts, and spying on people. Which big cat was it, though? I mean, it's a difficult question, really, because I'm no zoologist, but there's only a certain amount of ways that big cats would walk, so they're all going to have a relatively similar gait, but see if you get lucky. There's not that many of them. Question number 2. Name 2 films Sean Connery starred in as James Bond. It's that simple, guys. I generally, with our actors, like to go dive deep into the filmography and pick out a little Jim Carrey. It was films with 2 words that begin the same letter. Other ones, it's been films with a woman's name in it or whatever. Sean Connery, nice and simple. Give me 2 Sean Connery James Bond films. Just give me 2 of them. One of them, well done, but you're not getting the point. 2, fantastic, you're getting that point. 3 or more, I think there was 7 overall, 7 to choose from. Again, great swagger points, certainly. You get to maybe walk like that big cat that we mentioned in the first question, but you're not getting any more points. 1 is the maximum here. Any 2 films Sean Connery starred in as James Bond. Number 3, for which film, it's a legitimate spelling, for which film did Sean Connery win his only Oscar in 1987? 1987, Sean Connery wins an Oscar, the only Oscar he would win over the entirety of his storied career. What film was it for? What film was it for? Question number 4. Here we go. Sean Connery turned down the role of Gandalf in the Lord of the Rings films. And can we just take a second to imagine Sean Connery as Gandalf and how amazing that would have been, saying he did not understand the script. He was reportedly offered $30 million along with 15% of the worldwide box office receipt. To the nearest $50 million, how much would that role have earned him? Because the role then went to the wonderful Sir Ian McKellen, national treasure. But at the time, he's a very good actor. He's a working actor, nowhere near on the level of a Sean Connery. So he's not going to be offered this same deal. This is a Connery-specific deal. To the nearest $50 million, how much money would Sean Connery have earned for the role of Gandalf were he to take it? And this is across all 3 films, because they were filmed as one, essentially. It was one project. So 30 million, 15% of the world, it would have been for the whole thing. TB Douglas, I don't understand the script either. Well, it's really about courage, I believe, and hiking, the joys of hiking. I believe there's an element of that in it. And having a powerful friend. I mean, Gandalf is, a very powerful friend. He's one of only a handful of wizards who exist in that entire world. They've got him on their side. So ultimately, it's a case of wade into stuff. Absolutely fine. Gandalf's got you back. Oh, what's that? Gandalf died. Getting my back. Oh, no, now we don't have Gandalf. Well, no, you can just come back to life. But yeah, absolutely. At its core, courage and hiking. You're welcome. And then the final question, question number 5. The last physical performance Sean Connery ever gave was as literary character Alan Quatermain in which film? Alan Quatermain, what they refer to as a pulp hero, which means written into, I think, essentially just action books from the early part of the 20th century. I'm not sure there's a more specific definition of it. He's the star of, I think, almost 20 books, Alan Quatermain. And Sean Connery played him in a film which turned out to be his last physical performance. His last actual performance, I believe, was a James Bond video game that they actually just went to the Bahamas where he lived. I think he lived in the Bahamas. Just went to the Bahamas with a tape recorder, essentially, and just said, if we just do this in your house, will you do this? He said, yes. Nana Hobob, the role he took over Gandalf, I think. Nana Hobob. Pretty confident. Pretty confident with question 5 is Nana Hobob. Even giving some added trivia. Delicious. Delicious, Nana. That's lovely. And very possibly. Yeah. Very possibly true. That's it. But we've got a musing here. We need a musing. A Sean Connery-esque musing. TV Douglas. Trivia on trivia. It's like a trivia sandwich. It's supposed to be a trivia open sandwich. Because if trivia on trivia and trivia, then you got a full... a trivia bagel. Yeah. Musing. Who would be your ideal James Bond Bond girl combination? Who would be your... so you need to cast James Bond. And you need to cast the Bond girl that James Bond will be wooing. Now, we're living in the 21st century here, guys. 21st century. So please, whatever you do, don't feel constrained by issues of race or gender. For the love of God. Let's open these things up, shall we? Let's be progressive, can we? Dare we? But if you just want to go Caucasian dude in his 40s and hot chick, that's your truth. Don't let anybody take that away from you. Yeah? Don't feel obliged to go crazy. Can just go like, this is genuinely who I think would be a great James Bond. And this girl, you know, she's cracking to look at, and she's got a bit of spunk. She's got the moxie required to make it at least seem that she's not going to have it off with James Bond. It's a key part of any good Bond girl for me. Make you think, oh, she doesn't really like him. And then by the end, she really likes him. Who would be your ideal James Bond Bond girl combination? Wonderful. And then, my God. That's the end of the spotlight round, guys. That's the end of the spotlight round. That's the end of us learning about Sean Connery. That's my Sean Connery impression. Pretty good. Pretty good. Haven't received compliments on it before, but that doesn't mean it's not worthy of them. Might just mean I haven't done it in public enough. Let's do the final round. What are we doing? Anagrams. Anagrams. Let's anagram it up, guys. Something's going on with those. Something's going on with those little transitions. And the tragedy is I'll probably go to my grave not knowing what it is. So anagrams, very, very simple. Very, very straightforward. I'm going to give you the answers, guys. My God, think of it that way. I'm going to give you the answers here. But they're just going to be all jumbled up. Okay? They're all going to be all jumbled up. But I'm going to give you a little clue. All of the answers here, all of the answers. No, they're not Friends actors. I swear I updated that one. I swear I updated that one. All of the... I definitely did. Why would it not have saved that? All of the answers here are 20th century novelists. Okay? All of them 20th century novelists. Cameraman George, excuses. Don't start with me. Cameraman George. I don't... That's... It's not excuses. Reasons. Reasons. That's... They're all 20th century novelists. Let's just get on with number one. Number one. Then Keg Spin. Then Keg Spin. Nana Hobob, can I change my category? Denied! It's the randomicity of I Am Smart, the Notme Quiz that really adds that extra layer of deliciousness. I guarantee you, though, Nana, I guarantee you, unless you are, I don't know what the right, unless you are a moron, you will have at least heard of every single one of these. Now, anagrams are difficult. I will grant you that. I will absolutely get on board with that. I will never tell you that they're easy. But you will have you have definitely heard illiterate. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. But even so, you'd be watching TV. These are the kind of novelists that are so famous that they're talked about on TV. Or they're talked about in movies. Maybe some of these, you will have seen movies based on their books. Yeah? Maybe that. Maybe that. You'll have definitely heard of 4 of them. Definitely heard of 4 of them. So, Then Keg Spin. Next up, Roger Owl Glee. Roger Owl Glee. Roger loves owls, so when he sees owls, he feels Roger Owl Glee. Number 3. Hate is tragic. Hate is tragic. It is tragic, isn't it, Anagram? Thank you for that. Thank you, Anagram. Thank you, Anagram. Get my eye level right. A lot of films and TV shows that use entirely CGI characters don't always do that, don't always take that time. Maybe they're making a point, lampshading it essentially, that this, character isn't real. Trying to show off how good the CG is, maybe. I don't know. I'm sure they've got their reasons. Randy Ann. Number 4, Randy Ann. Now, this one could be deemed as slightly easier by virtue of the fact that there are so few letters. So maybe think of some novelists who have short names. Little quick names. Maybe that'll help. But you will have definitely heard of this person. Randy Ann. And the final one, the trickiest one, the one that you, in all honesty, might not have heard of, but is a very well-regarded modern novelist. And now I'm thinking, hopefully wrote something before 2000. Merc a haiku, Amir. Merc a haiku, Amir. So Amir maybe edits a haiku and makes it a bit murkier. Could you just murk that haiku? Could you just take that haiku, make it a little murkier? Can we see these again? Absolutely, Nana. Absolutely. Well, let's try, actually. Maybe let's try this. Maybe let's try this. Maybe let's make things a little bit easier. Let's just show them all to you at the same time. Maybe that's going to help. No? Okay. Well, maybe move them then. Or maybe move them. Yeah, that's a good idea. Oh, no. That one dropped all the way down there. That wasn't what I was intending. Number 4. Randy Ann. There she is. And that one has to pop out a little bit. So there we go. There we go. Then Kegspin, Roger Owlglee, Heat is Tragic, Randy Ann, and Merka Haiku Amir. Nice and simple. Let's have some music. Let's have some music while we just go with ambient. More of a relaxing. There we go. Thank you, Pretzel. So we just let the stresses and strains of Tuesday just drift away. On an ocean of knowledge. What a lovely thing to say. This makes me feel like I'm in a droplet of rain, sliding down a leaf. Hello, Mr. Ladybird. Okay, I think that's about enough time. We'll pop them all back up. Ready for the answers. That was lovely. That was lovely. Somnolence by Chipzel on Interstellaria. What a lovely piece of music that was. Thank you very much for that. And we have a musing, of course. A musing for these Notme lists. What could that possibly be? Oh, I definitely... Oh, don't you have a go at me, cameraman George. If you have a go at me, I might just flip and lose it. I might just flip and lose it. It's not the Sean Bean one again. Sean Bean one was last time. And you all did really well with that, so I could possibly ask you to do it again. What genre of novel would you most like to appear in, and why? Give me a genre. What kind of novel would you like to appear in? Cameraman George, I did tell you to check everything was ready. Yeah, but I had other things to do, George. I always have other things to do. There's a lot going on here, George. I really don't think because you haven't set it up, George. You don't know. Yeah, I've got the camera for the minute to win it thing. I had to come up with another tiebreaker. The Stream Deck thing, and it all changing over the audio thing. Everything went wrong, so I had to reboot. It's probably the reboot that's done it. It probably hadn't saved it from when I rebooted it. But that's the last one. That's the last one. What genre of novel would you most like to appear in and why? Get it written down, guys. Get it written down. Here we go. Good Lord. Good Lord. It's going really well. It's going really well. And there we go. That's the end of the round, guys. That's the end of the quiz. No more quiz questions. What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? You want a fact of the week? I'll give you a fact of the week before we get to the answers. Well done, guys, for getting through the questions. Here's your fact of the week. In 1889, the Queen of Italy ordered the very first pizza delivery. 1889, Queen of Italy. What's that? What was the Queen's name? Margherita. Margherita Savoy, just like the pizza. Makes you wonder who made the first tie giveaway. Was it Jeff Green Curry? I mean, it could have just been Jeff Green, I suppose. That's a name. Or Jeff Curry. I mean, Curry's a legitimate surname. Both of those are now legitimate surnames, I realise. I started down that road like it was an absurdity to kind of push it into the realm of creativity. But then what we did, we found the truth of it. Jeff Green, Jeff Curry, Jeff Ty Green Curry. There's the truth. There's the truth that you're looking for. Big shout out to all the Greens and all the Currys out there. And shall we just get on with some answers then? Should we just get on with some answers? What was the first one? Of course. There it was. Nart. You knew it. Musing. If you could change the colour of anything to anything, what would you change and to what colour? Don't tell me out loud, guys, because I can't hear. Get it in the chat. Get it in the chat while we go through the answers to these questions. Question number 1. Dominica is the only country in the world to have what colour in its flag? It is purple. What the Irish would refer to as purple. Well done if you got that one right. It's in a little. It's got a parrot in the middle, and there's a little. It's not a lot. Question number 2. Owing to it having the longest wavelength, which colour do babies see first? They see red first, of course. It is the longest wavelength colour, from red to all the way through to kind of bluey, purpley, like indigo vibes, which has the shortest wavelength. Ultraviolet to infrared. Those are the two ends of the spectrum. God, it's a lot of supplemental trivia there. Well done if you got that one right, though. Well done, especially well done if you got that right because you just thought back, when I was a baby, it was all black and white, and then I saw just reds. In some ways, would have been a little bit like watching Schindler's List, wouldn't it? All black and white, just one red coat. Is that inappropriate? No, I'm sure it's not. Number 3, people who are colourblind tend to have a vision advantage over those who can perceive colour. What is it? Weirdly enough, better night vision. Colourblind people, better night vision. Don't ask me why, guys. I'm just reporting this. I'm reporting it. Well done if you got that one right. That was a shot in the dark. Excuse me. 33% of the UK population cite one colour as their favourite more than any other colour. Which colour is it? All Britons wish to rise up the class ranks. It's common knowledge. They all want to end up at the very top, the royalty, or the blue bloods. It's blue. More UK people have blue as their favourite colour than any other colour. Well done if you got that one right. What color has the longest name? The longest official name is University of Pennsylvania red. They have their own red. If you just wrote red, have the point. Have the point. If you just wrote University of Pennsylvania for some reason, it's your lucky day because you get the point as well. But well done if you got red for that. Again, probably a bit of a shot in the dark. But let's get these. Let's have a little look at these musings, shall we? Let's have a look at these musings. Nana Hobbob, I would change Guy Fieri's hair to its natural color. A little bit of a mystery, huh? Looking to solve a mystery, the equivalent of the Scooby-Doo gang, somehow ripping the hair dye out of his hair. Gosh, I'm not really sure where I was going with that one, but that's good. Because nobody knows. Nobody knows. It's been written about. It's been speculated. It's been prophesized, sure, in various ancient scrolls and tablets and so forth, but nobody knows for sure. Nobody knows for sure. TB Douglas, I would change the moon to be pink. I think it would create a cool glow each night. My gosh, yes, it would. A lovely pink moon. Lovely pink moon. That'd be great, and would be great for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Yeah? Great for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Circle. We'll leave it there, but that's a really good shout. That's a really good shout, TB. And if you're going to change the colour of something, why not make it something as big as the moon? Yeah? Lovely. Cameraman George. 7. I would change pigeons to be canary yellow to bring some colour to the city. Number incorrectly included. That's fine, George. See, we all make mistakes, don't we? Nobody's perfect, are we, George? Just think on that. But that would be lovely, yeah. Canary yellow pigeons, yeah. I do sometimes wonder, these people who live in Central and South America, where there's just parrots everywhere, I imagine. All these very colourful birds. Would they look at a pigeon, a common pigeon, with its gammy foot and, grey-brown feathers and think that was exotic? Do you know what I mean? Is it just what you have around you that you kind of get used to? Maybe, but that's a lovely one. I'd love to see that. I'd love to see that. Really, really brighten up that city. You get a lovely kind of sunrise. All these pigeons. Oh, wonderful yellow. But would that then change canary yellow to pigeon yellow? There's a lot of things to consider with these. Definitely not do that. I would make naked mole rats purple. No context given. No context needed. Wonderful stuff. Points all round, guys. Points all round. Well done you. Well done you. Spotlight. Spotlight's up next. The musing was your ideal James Bond girl combination. Really looking forward to this one, guys. I really think you're going to come up with some great stuff as we go through the answers. The producers of James Bond films reportedly cast Sean Connery after watching him walk away from the audition, noting he walked like which big cat? It was a panther. He walked like a panther, they said. My God, who wouldn't give him the role if he was walking like a panther? On all fours. With the shoulder thing that big cats do. Lovely stuff. A wonderful image to pop in the mind. Question number 2. Well done if you got that one right. That was tricky. Name 2 films Sean Connery starred in as 007 himself, James Bond. You could have had Dr. No, From Russia with Love, Goldfinger, Thunderball, You Only Live Twice, Diamonds Are Forever, and Never Say Never Again. Any two of those will get you a point. Well done if you got those right. Dr. No, I figured, was the easy one, because that's the first one. But then after that, it all gets a little bit trickier. Question number 3. For which film did Sean Connery win his only Oscar in 1987? It was The Untouchables, where he played, allegedly, an Irishman. Wonderful performance. Worthy of an Oscar. You say, hey, you're an Irishman. He says, yeah, okay, I'm an Irishman. That's it. You don't need to sound like just if you feel like an Irishman and you wear the paddy cap, you're all good. have an Oscar. Sean Connery turned down the role of Gandalf in the Lord of the Rings film, saying he did not understand the script. He was reportedly offered $30 million, along with 15% of the worldwide box office receipt. To the nearest $50 million, how much would that role have earned him? If he had been cast as Gandalf under those terms, he ultimately would have made roughly $450 million. That's a lot of whiskey and kilts. Because Connery is, or was, a Scotsman. Shortbread, also they buy. Porridge oats. Strong lager. And, sad face. Sad face. TB went with 350. A little bit more. Good shout. Good guess, but not quite. The last physical performance Sean Connery ever gave was as the literary character Alan Quatermain in which film? It was, of course, as I'm sure Nana is well aware, The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. The film that Sean Connery, at least, deemed was so bad that he would never physically act in anything ever again. That's damning, really, isn't it? It's damning. I wrote down one quote he said about the director Stephen Norrington. He said that he should have been arrested for insanity. Arrested for insanity. Don't mince your words, Sean. But well done if you got that one right. Now let's dive deep into the crystal clear water of this musing. Lovely stuff. Nana Hobbob, what a pigeon impression. You're getting Connery, you're getting pigeons. Is there anything I can't impersonate? Someone with no talent. Definitely not due to goes with Ruby Rose as Bond and Zendaya as a Bond girl. Couple of diddle-a-dit-a-dee. Two ladies diddle-a-dit-a-dee. Two ladies diddle-a-dit-a-dee. But one of them is a secret agent. Lovely stuff. Absolutely. Ruby Rose, I believe, was playing some kind of superhero, some kind of Batman-style thing. And she was in... What did I see her in? She was in one of the John Wick films, and she really held her own. And Zendaya, I think Zendaya could do most things. Most things she could do. Yeah, I think she's great. A wisp of a girl. I wonder whether she at times does have to wear very heavy shoes to prevent from fluttering away, like some kind. I imagine her as some kind of wood elf or pixie, which I imagine would stand her in good stead vis-a-vis Bond girl. Maybe that's some kind of. It's the first fantastical working in the realm of the fantastique, with James Bond has to infiltrate the Woodland Creature Guild. I don't know. There's no bad ideas in brainstorming. Cameraman George, Oscar Isaac, and Salma Hayek. Caliente. My goodness. I'd happily just kiss both of them. I'd kiss both of them. I've said it. Sticking with the kind of Hispanic influence there, George. It's a little predictable, but absolutely get on board with that. That's a wonderful choice. Oscar Isaac. Yeah, I think he could definitely do the Bond thing. Absolutely do the Bond thing. We haven't really seen him do as much action. But then, when was Pierce Brosnan doing big action stuff? And he absolutely slayed. And then Salma Hayek, I mean, what more needs to be said? The kind of accent, a little bit off, but obviously kind of as beautiful as the day is long. And she has done action in the Robert Rodriguez kind of films. Absolutely. Great shout. TB goes for Idris Elba and Zoe Saldana. Action-packed with lots of charm. That's key. We know Idris Elba is physically dominant enough to bond it up. Absolutely. And Zoe Saldana, she's got action chops. I was going to say The Losers, but both of those are in The Losers, which is a wonderful film. Jason Patric really giving a very subtle performance as the bad guy in that. But yeah, I'd get on board with that. And with Oscar Isaac, Salma Hayek, Oscar Isaac, and Idris Elba just saying, "Hey, white guys, you've had your chance." Yeah. Although there's the Hispanic, is that a different thing? You tick a different form on a box, but then it's like in a different section to race. I don't know. But I think they're all great choices. All great choices. Nana Hobob, Danny DeVito, James Bond, and Arnold Schwarzenegger as the femme fatale. My goodness. There's thinking outside the box, and then there's that. It's a twins reunion, so you have that. You know they've got chemistry straight off. Would I like to see a love scene between Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger? Yeah, I really would. Yeah. The only downside with the DeVito Bond is his role as a secret agent. I would say he stands out quite a lot. Because you would say, I've never seen a man that short and possibly spherical. He's just quite a wide chap. And so if you saw him again and he's pretending to be a chef or something, you say, that was that really short, wide man I saw before. So he could have some issues there. But, I mean, I'd love to see him try. And I don't see any reason why he shouldn't get the opportunity. Hollywood. Great stuff. Definitely not dude. It should have gone with Lord of the Rings. Absolutely should have gone with Lord of the Rings. $450 million. My lord. Points all round, though, for those guys. Points all round. Absolutely superb. As we go for the final round, anagrams. What genre of novel would you most like to appear in and why? Get it in the chat. As we go, question 1. Then keg spin. The initials I will give you. Maybe I should have given you the initials. Did we find this really difficult? Let me know if you found this really difficult. I find them difficult, but so maybe if I gave the initials as well. Then keg spin. We're looking at an S and a K. Stephen King. And I'm talking about 20th century novelists. I had to include Stephen King. Of course I did. Well done if you got any of these. If I could give you 2 points for them each, I would, but that would mess up. I like to finish with a round number. Roger Owl Glee. We've got a G. We've got an E. We've got an O. We've got an R. We've got a G and an E and an O and an R and a W and an E and an L and an L, and that is George Orwell. Well done if you got that one right. Hate is tragic. It is tragic, but just like a lot of the murders in Agatha Christie books. Yeah, that one worked out really well, I think. And again, one of the absolute titans of 20th century novels. Randy Ann, I gave you the surname in one go. It's Ayn Rand. The woman with the infused her books with the political verve and ideology that one can only describe as selfishness. And why not? Why not, Ayn? Wonderful stuff. And then number 5, Merc, a haiku, Amir, is the trickiest one of them all. And I do hope that he had released a book in the 20th century, so I could technically have included him in this. Haruki Murakami, one of the most sought after, most anticipated book releases will come from Haruki Murakami. People go flipping nuts for him. Never read any of his books myself, but I assume they are wonderful. So well done if you got any of those. They were tricky. Anagrams, always tricky. But it's a really easy round for me to write. So it will crop up again. Musing, what genre of novel would you most like to appear in and why? Let's go to the chat. Definitely, straight in, mystery. I'd like to be part of a fantastic plot twist. Would you like to be... I think it would be quite fun to be revealed as the baddie. I've always thought that. With everyone turning around and going, oh, so it was you? and then for you to like seem innocent, and then you get an arched eyebrow and you say, well, don't look so surprised, or something like that. I think that would be fun. That's good. I'd like to be part of a fantastic plot twist. Absolutely. Nana Hobop, a sci-fi romance caper, possible title. He's giving me a title, guys. Wonderful. Do you want the moon, Mary? Do you want the moon, Mary? So he says, hey, if you want the moon, I'll get you the flipping moon. Could be a pink moon. Per TB's... somebody's suggestion before. Whose was it? Was it George? No, it was TB's. Yes, George was the birds. Yeah. Could be a pink moon. Would you like the pink moon, Mary? Very romantic. Very romantic. And then it's like a kind of a 0G, doing a bit of smooching and whatnot. Maybe you just get one. I mean, I was going to say, I think it's sleeping bags. I think you get a 2-person sleeping bag, but you get a 2-person spacesuit. That would be really difficult because then you wouldn't be able to bend your legs. Because then the other person's legs, if you're facing them, would have to bend backwards. Unless it was a spacesuit where you're both facing the same way, but then it might end up looking a bit too much like a Baby Bjorn thing. Again, we're at the brainstorming stage, and there are no bad ideas. What is a great idea is a sci-fi romance caper called "Do You Want the Moon, Mary?" Love it. Crime mystery, so I can live out my dream of being a detective. TB wants to be a detective, guys. I think TB would do very well with that. And I'd be able to solve it because they're usually easier than real life. That's true. Certain things are kind of mentioned, little breadcrumbs are dropped along the way that allow you just to pick up okay, yeah. Oh, so it was that person because you spent so much time talking about that person, how they were innocent, and so now I know that, yeah, that's good. I think, and TB obviously would be a very sassy detective. So there'd be a certain, you would really, I imagine, enjoy that final scene where all the suspects are gathered around and you go by. At first, I was taken with Mrs. Pennyfeather's feather boa. The feather from that couldn't possibly have come from all of that kind of stuff. I think you get on board with that. I think you do well. Cameraman George, fantasy. I love escapism. Who wouldn't? Escaping to a world where you weren't persecuted, huh, George? Understandable, George. I wish that for you as well. TB, that was a tricky round for me. Definitely had a hard time. Nana Horbob, a space be Bjorn. A space be born. You have to work a little bit hard for that, and I do enjoy those puns. That's lovely. Okay, so maybe in future for anagram rounds, when it's people, I'll give you the initials. Maybe that'll make it a little bit easier. Because I want to have an intellectually rigorous quiz. Of course I do. But I want you guys to have fun with it as well. I want you guys to have a chance. Which means that that's all of the questions. So you got all of the points that you're going to get. Really? No. Oh, what's going on here? Why? Thank you. Wowzers. Okay. Something went on with that. I don't know why. I think it's maybe because I switched over to a different hard drive. Maybe it needs to be plugged into a better place. Yeah. Anyway, minute to win it. It is the most exciting minute of your week and mine. Your week and mine. It's where, here we go. Definitely straight in. Everyone's excited about this. Lovely, lovely stuff. So, I will give you a category. You will need to give me as many examples of things within that category. You will have a minute to do it. At the end of that minute, I'm going to turn on this light down here. It's a live feed. I will turn on this light down here. We'll reveal which of that category I have written down. If the first person to write in the chat, and each guess has to be in its separate chat, I should probably just write down a thing of this and make it easier. Whoever's got that, and if somebody guesses it, then they get 2 points. They get 2 whole points. If nobody guesses it, nobody gets those 2 points. There's no guarantee that somebody's going to win it. So, For this round, what are we doing? What are we doing? Well, nicely alluded to by TB wanting to be a fictional detective. One of the big TV shows that the world is going nuts for at the moment is Mayor of Easttown on HBO. So where Kate Winslet surprises the world by doing a pretty good, apparently, Pennsylvania accent. Sounds nutty, but then you think people say, "Oh no, that's actually what they speak like." You just think, Pennsylvania, what a crazy, crazy place. Mayor is a detective, and so that got me thinking. About fictional detectives. Fictional detectives, guys. Give me as many fictional detectives as you can. Get it in the chat. Each one in its own message. The more you guess, the better chance you have, guys. Let's get them in the chat. The minute has started. Sherlock Holmes, straight away. That's the obvious one. TV just in there at the nick of time. So if it's Sherlock Holmes, TV gets the points. TV also going Columbo. Wonderful. Peter Falk is, definitely not Duda. I will accept that as Poirot. Unless there is a separate guy called Pierrot. Miss Marple, says TB. Wonderful stuff here. Nancy Drew, says TB is dominating this, guys. Really on it in a way that I find wonderful. Doesn't have to be there we go, cameraman George, Jessica Fletcher. Lovely stuff. Sean Spencer, Harry Callahan. Look at all these detectives. The Hardy Boys, wonderful stuff. Let's keep it going, guys. Rizzoli and Isles, yes. The more guesses you make, the more chance you have. That is a minute, but I'll give you an extra few seconds because obviously there is a decent amount of delay on the feed. Philip Marlowe, wonderful hard-boiled. Back in the day when a good detective had to smack around a woman and it wasn't a big deal. The CSI Miami guy, I will accept that as the guy with the sunglasses. Wow! Anybody else? Are there any coming in? Jessica Jones, cameraman George, a more modern one. Wonderful stuff. Wow. I'm excited, guys. I hope you're excited. This is my favorite bit of the whole thing. We've got the plugs here. I'm going to keep hold of this so you're not actually going to see the thing. But did anybody win and get the fictional detective that I was thinking of? No, it was Magnum P.I. Magnum P.I. with the Hawaiian shirts, the wonderful moustache, and the easygoing nature. It is, of course, Mr. Tom Selleck. Never mind. It was close. You were getting there because everybody was going with the literary ones, which is understandable. And then you started moving it more into the televisions with your Jessica Fletchers. I don't know who Sean Spencer is. Harry Callahan. Thought it was Batman again for a second. It could have been TB. It could have been. He is apparently the world's greatest detective. Wonderful stuff. Still, an exciting minute from the show Psych. I see. Okay. Batman would be a good guess. It would be very sneaky of me to do the same answer for 2 weeks in a row, wouldn't it? That would be very, very sneaky of me. But not today. So that means that you now have definitely all the points that you're going to get this round. So please tot up your answers. Whilst you are totting them up, I'm going to show you a video.
Yeah, we're doing war poetry. It's Memorial Day, of course we're doing war poetry. Some of the greatest poetry in history has been war poetry. Am I wrong for hoping to find a little bit of that magic for my acolytes? And here's the thing, guys. All the existing famous war poetry has really only been about one type of war, the war between countries. But is that the only kind of war? Could there be a war of ideas? A war of words? War means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. I'm curious what it means to you.
There we go. This week's Acolyte Poetry Corner is war poetry. So let's start writing some war poetry. But let's not feel limited to being about traditional wars. If you want to mix it up, mix it up. You guys are creative thinkers, obviously, because we've got such incredible scores as a 9 from Cameraman George, an 8 from Definitely Not Duda, a 10 from TB Douglas, but the winner, or the high point scorer, we're all winners, we're all smart, I think, is Nana Hobbob with 11. Well done, Nana. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Lovely, lovely. It was a tricky one this week. I think anagram's pretty tricky. Some of those colours ones, pretty tricky. So these are some great marks. These are some great marks, and you should all be very proud of yourselves. Kapow, says Definitely. Cool cats. 100% cool cat kapow. And also, just as a quick note at the end, if you are watching this in the future on YouTube, click the like button and let me know what score you got and what you wrote down for your musings in the comments below, because I would love to hear how you did. So thank you very much for joining me, everybody. That is art. It was an artistic quiz. It always is. Everybody's art is now better than it was before, thanks to I Am SmART, the Notme Quiz. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned a little something. I hope you felt creative all at the same time. I am Notme. I am art. And I hope that you will join me next time. That is art. Same time, same place. We'll have another opportunity to improve your art and say to yourself, yeah, baby, I am smart. Cheers and goodbye.
So there we go, and well done you, whatever your score might be. I definitely think that you are smart, though Rob's not as smart as me. Your art will be better, trust me on this, should be nothing short of sublime. That's why you learn, and don't stop now, I'll see you right here next time. I am smart,